All right, so the other day I was at work, ringing up customers or whatever, when I eventually end up helping this old woman and her daughter. But after a few minutes of me scanning this woman's items and some light small talk, the old woman looks me dead in the eyes and goes, "Young man, you look like you could be some sort of Native American. Like you look like you could live in the middle of nowhere collecting money from the government or something." And as fucking wild as that statement was, it got me thinking for a second. Can people really not tell what the fuck I am? Because despite the fact that, yes, my side profile looks exactly like the Washington Redskins logo, I'm actually of Mexican and English descent, with a couple of other things sprinkled in there. Except when you mix those main two, you don't get someone who looks like one or the other. You get a sort of mystery flavor, if you will, a sort of genetic fusion, so to speak. What I'm trying to say is, your boy is what the cool kids like to call racially ambiguous, meaning I could pass as pretty much anything, just as long as I have the right props at my disposal. You put a sombrero on my head, boom, Mexican. You put a turban on my head, boom, Middle Eastern. You let me grow out my hair just a little bit longer than usual, boom, Sitting Bull. And so on and so forth. I can basically be anything I want to be. Except what sucks about this is the fact that all of my life, I've never really had any particular group I felt like I belonged to. And for a lot of you watching this who are also mixed, you can probably relate to that statement as well. It's kind of like that one Earl Sweatshirt song, Chum, where he says he's too black for the white kids and too white for the black kids. Except for me, I've always been too brown for the white kids and too white for the brown kids. Because not only am I mixed, but because I grew up in a predominantly Caucasian town and was never really exposed to Mexican culture as a kid, I quote unquote sound white, which I hate using that term, but it's the easiest way to explain it, okay? Please don't get offended. So if I approached you on the street in real life, you'd probably think I'd come up to you and say some shit like, "Hey, what's good with you, fool? How's it going, ese? Hey, where that highness at? I'm trying to spit some game, fool." But as soon as I open my mouth, it's like, "Hi, fellas, how the heck are ya? Wonderful weather we're having, am I right? Wanna go eat some fucking mayonnaise?" Like, I don't fucking know. But once again, it can be very weird navigating through life as a mixed person, because at least for me, not only have I felt like I've never really belonged anywhere, I've also never truly been able to relate to any particular culture. And there have been many times where I felt like an outcast because of it, to the point where I even got bullied a little bit too. I'd get made fun of by the Mexican kids because I didn't speak Spanish or wear super baggy jeans or gray hoodies. I'd get made fun of by the white kids because I didn't like doing things like motocross and hunting endangered species. I didn't do any of the other stereotypical shit associated with either of my two cultures. Life was hard, okay? And in terms of friendships growing up, I had to walk the path of life alone most of the time. For years, I would wander the earth searching for a group of individuals who would accept me, searching for meaning and identity, searching for a place to call home, with pretty much little to no luck. But after years of confusion and isolation, and after years of humiliation for not being able to speak Spanish or hunt deer effectively, my perspective eventually shifted. And I've come to the realization that being mixed is actually pretty cool, despite everything I just said 5 seconds ago. Because yes, when you're mixed, you can't entirely relate to any specific culture like many others can, and you feel like some sort of customizable character in an RPG 99% of the time. But because of that, you sort of learn to develop your own culture that's unique to you. And instead of going through life carrying a certain set of characteristics and traits that are associated with whatever race you happen to be, you learn to create your own unique flair and identity that can't quite be replicated by anyone else, which in my opinion actually makes you a more interesting and more well-rounded person. Not that anyone who isn't mixed is uninteresting or isn't well-rounded, I'm not saying that, okay? But when you have a little bit of a genetic combo in your life, it keeps things exciting. And if anything, the fact that you don't fit in anywhere means you fit in everywhere. Because yeah, it can be hard fitting in with the Mexicans if you don't speak Spanish, or with the white kids because you don't like dirt bikes or whatever. But the ones who do end up accepting you can sometimes end up becoming the most authentic friends you'll ever have, because they're able to see beyond the color of your skin or the things you like to do in your free time. Speaking from experience, by the way. Not only that, but when you make friends from all walks of life, you learn about all different kinds of things pertaining to each culture, which in turn also makes you more well-rounded, as well as more smarter, or more smart, sorry. But aside from all of that, growing up mixed also teaches you something I don't think most people ever really talk about. It teaches you how to adapt to your surroundings more. And no, I don't mean in a code switching kind of way, okay? Even though I'm guilty of that shit, sue me. But what I mean by that is, when you grow up mixed, you learn how to interact with people from all different walks of life due to being exposed to so many different types of people. You learn who's real and who's fake because so many people will try to exclude you. And you even learn how to let all the weird comments and jokes roll off your back because you eventually realize that some people are just woefully ignorant. At least I have. And I've also learned that it's not a reflection of you It's a reflection of them. And at the end of the day, being different isn't something to be ashamed of. In fact, you should be proud that you're not like everybody else because, I mean, let's be honest, most people are fucking weird and lame anyways. Okay, I'm kidding, but for all my mixed brethren or sisterin watching this who don't quite feel like they belong anywhere because of the color of their skin or because they don't partake in any sort of cultural stereotypes, just know that there's nothing wrong with you. You just weren't meant to fit inside the boxes society has built for everyone else. You were meant to create your own. And I don't know about any of you, but I'd rather be chilling inside my own unique box filled with endless whimsy and cool shit than chill inside someone else's goofy ass box, okay? Like, I'd rather eat a box of thumbtacks and wear a pair of baggy jeans and have a broccoli ass haircut or kill fucking elephants for fun. But to conclude this video, I just want to end it by saying that being mixed can be very difficult at times, okay? There's no doubt about that. But depending on how you decide to look at it, it can also be pretty freaking cool too. I do wish I spoke Spanish, though. I just really want a Latina girlfriend.
Enjoy yourself.